everyone, welcome back to A&D's World. We are
Denis
and Alisha, and this is a series where we share our story with you all. Today is going to be a very special video, and I personally am very excited because we are going to share our proposal video with you all and also going to share the story of our proposal, so get excited.
Before we get into that bit, after our last video we had a couple of questions regarding how to break the news from a couple of people who are also in interracial relationships and have yet to share with their family. This is my take on it, right? There is no easy answer. There's no one answer. There are 1,000 different ways to break the news to your family. There are 1,000 different reactions your family can have to the news. Alisha waited for it to get easy before she told her family, and it never got easy. She was hoping someone else would do the hard work for her, the heavy lifting for her, and no one did that heavy lifting or hard work for her. She had to do it herself. In life, when you want something, you do it yourself. You don't wait for anyone to do that for you. It's a choice. You either choose to tell your family, which is hard, or you choose not to tell your family and keep your relationship a secret for the rest of your life, which is also hard. They are both very hard choices. So all you need to do is to choose your heart. Do you want to tell them and heal, or do you want to keep it a secret for the rest of your life and stay within that misery for the rest of your life? Yes, when you tell them, a couple of things are going to happen. I'm going to list some of them off the top of my head. Number one, you're going to be shunned by a lot of your friends and family. Number two, there are going to be insults thrown at you left, right, front, center. You're going to have your character questioned. People are going to make up stories and assumptions about you and why you've decided to be in the relationship you're in. You have to ask yourself, do you have the mental strength and mental capacity to deal with it? And I think you do. You just need to be able to tell yourself that it's a hard choice, and not telling is also a hard choice. From my opinion, I would recommend you tell them today. Don't wait a second longer, because as I said in the previous video, there's a 5x factor. If it's taking you a year to come on board with your relationship and gathered the strength to tell your family, then it's going to take your family 5 years to come to terms with it and accept you and your relationship for what it is. So if you're in the infancy and it's only a month and you tell them it's going to take 5 months, yay, you win. If it's a year, then you wait 5 years. Either way, you've made the choice, and you've not left the choice to someone else, or you've not left the choice to the world alone.
Yeah, I agree. And that bit is very true. It actually gets harder and harder the longer you wait. Because in one hand, you're so in love and in relationship with this person, and in your heart, you know there's this truth that you need to tell your family. It's eating you up. And there's no one conversation that's going to be easy. It is a tough conversation, but you just have to say it. You just have to tell them. And I want to say, you never abandon people you love. Never. They might get upset with you. They might get angry at you. They might be shocked. They might think like you've embarrassed them. But at the end of the day, if they truly love you, which all family does, they'll come around. So just know that you have to do your part, which is to tell them about your relationship, and wait for them to do their part, and they'll come around. They will. I'll tell you why I'm like very excited for this video, because as I was prepping for the video, there were a lot of questions that I came up with. I genuinely wanted to know. I don't know why we've never talked about it in detail, but I personally hadn't for Denis about this video. So along with you all, I will be also getting information from Denis that I didn't know.
dealing with all the mood swings, depression, stress on our relationship, trying to find different avenues of not breaking our relationship or not totally destroying our relationship. I remember always giving Alisha an out, in the sense where I would be like, we're not married, we've not made any promises we can't break, so you can make things easy for yourself and walk away. We call it quits and split. You can go back to your family, you can be at peace with them and be at peace with yourself. At the same time, it was selfish on my part because I was tired of all of that, negating all the things that I had planned and all the things that I wanted to accomplish in life. I had heard a lot of people say it's just a phase. She was being rebellious and she was going to come out of that phase. And that was partly because we hadn't made any lasting commitments. So I thought to myself, in the Ghanaian culture, an engagement is a marriage and it's on its own merits, right? Once you're engaged, it's not legal, but culturally it's assumed that you're married. So I thought that was an option that we could take to squash those beliefs if she didn't want to walk away and go back to her family. I'm not sure how it is in the Nepali culture.
So we have our own ceremony. Some people do it like year before they get married. Some people do like weeks before they get married, or even like day before they get married. But it's just a ritual, and it's just between family, like, okay, this is signed and sealed. This relationship is now forever, and not just between the couple, but also between the families.
So it's something similar in Ghana where it's called a knocking, where the groom's family goes to the bride's family and knocks on their door and says, we found a flower in your house that we want to pluck. And if the bride's family agrees, the groom's family presents gifts and agreed upon items, and that seals the bond. Coming to the US culture, the proposal is as good as an engagement. And that's where in movies we see people kneeling down with a ring, the lady says yes, then they're engaged. That simplifies everything. Where in both our cultures, it involves the whole family, and in the US culture, it's just between the two partners. So it kind of simplifies everything. So I decided that's an option. It's not going to take a lot of effort on my part. It's not going to take a lot of effort on her part. But I did want to involve the family a little bit. I had asked for permission from her dad a couple of months prior. So when I finally decided to go ahead, I already had the prior consent from her father. That was one of the right things in my books to do. At least if you ask consent, they know about it. Then whatever happens, it's not like you caught them completely off guard. You can proceed from there. So 5 months in, we're going through these hard times. There's no end in sight for when the family is going to come on board, and I don't expect them to come on board anytime soon, even though I know it's going to happen in the future. In that time frame, do we just stay in that limbo, or do we progress our lives forward? I decided on the latter. I designed the ring, I ordered the ring, I had it for about 2 months. Once I got the ring in my possession, it was just in the house, in a hidden spot, alone. And at the same time, at the back of my mind. I was at work one day and I was like, this has gone on for too long. The ring needs to find space to breathe. So I thought, if I'm gonna propose, how am I gonna do it? So I went through a couple of ideas, and then I'm like, why am I stressing myself out? I've got people in my life these things, I'm gonna call them. I called one of my adopted sisters, and I found out she was away on vacation for her own anniversary. So then I called my other adopted sister, and I told her, hey, I need to pick your brain. And she's like, we can set something up. So I go over to her place. I told her what my plans were. We run through a couple of scenarios. We come up with best and worst case for each of those scenarios. And then we start making some calls to check on some venues. While we're brainstorming, my adopted sister's husband walks in and he joins the planning party. He's like, well, whatever you guys come up with, I could always fly a drone in and capture everything so you have a video to go along with it as well. And I believe my first reaction was, that's a little bit too much. But then he's like, no, it's fun. I don't mind. I'm happy to do it. And that's what it means to have great people in your corner. Great people backing you, willing to go to bat for you in anything you do. I was glad they were there and they were willing to just dedicate their time and resources to make this happen. We call the museum, which we finally decided on, and unfortunately they didn't allow drones to come close to the building. So we had to come up with an alternative to use. We kept brainstorming, and this was a Wednesday. On Thursday we finally decided, all right, there's a huge field right next to the museum and we can use that field instead. It had a great view. We didn't need any permits to use that location or fly the drone, so that's what's going to happen. And then we run through different scenarios of how the recording was going to happen. Then it was left with me to find a way to get Alisha to the location. The night before, I picked a fight with her. I don't remember what the fight was about, but again, it was me for a final time during all these stressful periods giving her an out, right? Saying, if this is too hard and you can't handle it anymore, you can always go back to your family. Picture an hour or 2 hours long fight at nighttime and then going to bed right after that. Waking up the next morning to, oh, we have a lunch date with my mom. We had a fight the night before, so she had every reason to say no to the proposal, and I could breathe again. So around lunchtime, we got in the car. We were driving towards my mom's house. I told her my mom wanted us to pick up something from the museum. We drove to the museum. I stopped the car, went in, made an excuse with the people at the museum, came back into the car and said, oh, they want us to come back at a different time. We start driving towards the park, and that's when everything happened. Oh, she's been crying.
I don't know, I kind of just relived the day. This is so embarrassing. Like, I either cry or get emotional in every video. And knowing how much I cry, I didn't even carry tissue with me. It's fine. Okay. Alright. While all of this was going on, I had no idea. Like, I had zero idea. And I didn't see it coming. Like Denis mentioned, it wasn't smooth sailing. But I don't think I ever doubted that, things are getting hard. Am I going to leave Denis, go back to our lives, part ways? Never, never. Because all relationships are hard. It's about how you deal with situations and also how much people project outside. I will not believe if somebody says we never fight or we never argue or anything like that. But again, it was Denis. He thought, let me give this outlet to Alisha and she can decide whether she wants to be in this relationship or she can get out of it. I want to emphasize all of these things weren't just because of our relationship. It had to do with a lot of situations that I dealt with throughout my life. And at that point, me realizing what I had gone through and what I needed to do to get out of it. The whole thing with our relationship, my family, the world not accepting us, just became that tip of the iceberg. It was a series of events that I had gone through in my life that I needed to deal with. Coming back to the engagement, I had no idea what Denis was planning. It had been months. The ring was with him. No clue, zero clue. So we had the fight the night before, and usually I'm the one to pick a fight, but it was surprising to see that Denis picked a fight. First of all, that was surprising because I'll tell you a little bit about Denis. Whenever we have fight or arguments, Denis needs some time to process it. My anger is like 10 minutes. And I'm back to normal. But Denis needs his time to process what happened and things like that. So it'll take him, depending on what the fight was about and to what extent it went. It could take from a day to a few days, whatever. It was surprising for him to tell me that, get ready, we're going out. And he came to pick me up. And then he tells me, is this your best outfit? Or is this your best makeup? What is going on? 99% of the time, he likes what I wear. He likes how I carry myself. But that particular day, he was being very iffy. And I said, okay, let me go change. So I changed into something, I guess, a little nicer. And then again, he asked me, is this the best you can look? And I was like, Denis, I don't have time for this. Let's just go wherever we're going. And another thing, he brought the Jeep. And it was cold, so I didn't know why he brought the Jeep. So I was like, I guess we're going in the Jeep. So we went and he said, okay, just before we get to the restaurant, we have to go stop at the museum. I need to pick something. So we got there. He went inside. I was just minding my own business in the car. And he walks out and he was like, the stuff I have to pick is going to be another 10-15 minutes. So he said, let's just drive around. And this place, it's called Bernathen. It's a beautiful place. Okay, it'll be a nice scenic drive. So we started driving into the field that Denis is talking about. From afar, I see a drone and there's something hanging off the drone. And I said, Denis, there's a drone. But there was nobody in the field. So I got a little confused. I thought somebody's hiding and flying the drone, or they were somewhere that we couldn't see them. So we got closer and Denis stopped. I saw a little envelope hanging off the drone. Till then, no idea. I thought it was somebody else like doing something. And then I said, Denis, I see an envelope hanging off the drone. And usually I'm the nosy one. Usually like it's somebody's business, don't bother them. But he was like, go check it out, go check it out. And I was like, are you sure? Like, what if it's somebody and they're watching from the drone and they see me walking towards their drone? I went and I saw the envelope. When I flipped the envelope, I see my name. Huh, Alisha? I'm not lying. Even till then, it didn't click that he was going to propose. I was like, Denis, it's my name, it's my name. And then he goes, oh, open it. So I opened it and then I started reading. Like he had written a note saying why he picked that particular date, or what it meant, and like a little like love note for me. And I was awestruck. I froze for a little because I remember you were kneeling for a while. I didn't know what to do. I was like shaking and I turned around and Denis was on his knees. I didn't cry at that point, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was getting excited, and he was like, yes or no, will you marry me or no? And then I said, yes. He put the ring on my finger. This is the ring. The bottom one is my wedding band and the engagement. And there's A&D's world engraved in it. Until then, I hadn't cried, which is very surprising. But while we were hugging and celebrating that moment, I see these group of people running towards us. His sister, big shout out to them, Lyndon, Nick, who was handling the drone, and all their 4 kids. All their 4 kids. And that's when I started crying. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm like crying again. I don't know what happened, but like that's when I started crying, and they were hiding in the bushes. So they ran towards us, we hugged each other, you know, congratulating each other and just celebrating that moment, and it was just so special. It was so special. I don't think we'll ever be able to say thank you for what they did for us. I don't know if you're watching this video, but if you are, thank you.
They were real champs. I'm really grateful to have them as part of my family, because in life you've got your blood family, and then you've got the family that
you choose,
and they are part of the family that I've chosen for life. They've always come out as champs in different occasions throughout our relationship as well. You're going to hear more about them in the future. The video that you're going to see of our actual engagement, they put the whole thing together. They're just amazing people.
Yep.
With
just
the kids
so,
and everything.
Yep, and just so selfless when it comes to being there for us and like helping, supporting in whatever way they can.
Yeah.
And people might think, okay, so you were going through all these difficult times. Don't you think like you should have worked on your relationship before you did all of that? Well, I want to say relationship is not one-time work. You work through your relationship all your life. In the initial phase, engaged or married, when you have kids, it's always work in progress. We're always continuing to learn from each other, argue with each other, fight with each other, but be with each other, love each other, nurture each other, encourage each other, you know, so that's a lifelong process. And my decision to say yes was not going to be based on the fight that we had night before, or the fights that we had, or arguments or disagreements that we had. It was a sum of all the moments that we shared from when we met to that very point. In those fraction of seconds when I turned and said yes, I was reflecting from when I met him and he said she's going to be my wife, to our first date, our first kiss, our first fight, whatever it was. It was some of all those moments and me knowing in my heart that this is what I want.
She said fraction of a second. Felt like minutes, hours actually.
So that was the proposal. And
yeah, so again, it's all about doing the right things, doing enough of the right things. And at that point, given everything we're going through, it was easy to say, well, let's just be in that moment and enjoy that moment and share with people that actually want us together, or do the right thing and tell the people that need to know. I told her, we have to go tell everyone. And she's like, no, we don't. It makes sense, because we were going through hell. And I was asking her to taint that beautiful moment that had just happened. So we went out, we told her parents, we told her grandparents, we told my adopted mom, my siblings, and we went home, right?
I want to enjoy that moment, especially that was one of the biggest moments in my life. I didn't want to ruin it. So when Denis told me, Alisha, we have to go tell everybody, I was like, no, because I knew it would not have been accepted in the same way we were feeling. I was very scared. He said, that's the right thing to do, and we want all the important people in our lives to know from us. My emotions were overpowering and I don't want to deal with it, but regardless, we did that. We went to my family's place, and again, Denis said, you just have to go in, get the courage, tell them, and come out, I'll be here. So I went in and I told them, and they were shocked, and I wasn't surprised they were shocked, because everybody thought it was a phase. An engagement was like a big shock for them. It's something serious. We're committing to be with each other for life. So they were shocked. I wasn't surprised they were shocked, which is again fine. Today I understand where they were coming from and why they needed the time. His sister had arranged a little dinner for us, and I didn't know. He just said, we'll go to Esther, which is his sister, place, and so all of his sisters, nieces and nephews, his cousins were waiting for us there. Within hours, Nick had already edited and sent the video, so we're watching the whole proposal with the family and just dancing the night away, eating, drinking, spending time with family, and it was just a good day.
Yeah. Telling the world we were dating and them thinking this is a phase was all part of part one. And then part two, realizing, okay, this might not be a phase, this might be the real thing. You're compounding on the heartbreak, on their expectations, on their dreams for you. It felt like a shock to their systems all over again. And so everything we had already gone through within those first 7 months, we had to deal with more of that.
And this time it was in much bigger scale, because obviously, like, it's a celebratory moment for me, my life and our relationship. So we both posted the video of our engagement. A lot of people had shared the video, so it was on Facebook, and that's how everybody found out about us.
We've shown you a couple of snippets here and there, but we'll show you the whole thing midweek, so be on the lookout for that.
So we'll pick it up from where we left off today in the next video. This has been a heavy-hearted video. But again, thank you so much for all the love that you give us and continue giving us.
And again, like, share, comment, and subscribe. That's it for me in this world.